Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm just walking around here in Stillwater, Minnesota. Yeah, it's a nice little kind of tourist town, but I didn't want to talk about that. I actually want to talk about this really cool wishing tree that I found. And this is just in a residential area, but it's kind of like a post-secret kind of thing, but more so for just specifically what people wish. And they're like wishes of like all people of all ages. It's really kind of beautiful, actually. This one says over here, I wish I had a lot of stairs in my house. I wish for my children to know how much they are loved and to have a happy life of wonderful memories and to live happily a life full of love. This one says, I wish I had a cure for my blindness. There's other ones that were on the floor that I put back on here. I wish for my granddaughter to be born very healthy and mom to be happy and to heal in God's speed. On the other side, it says, I wish to go to 5 degrees. I don't know what that means. I wish I could turn into a fairy and hide in the garden with my family. Roz, age 6. Praying for strength and overwhelming love as dear friends begin their cancer journey and a restoration to health and well-being. This one is hard to read because it's made out of paper, and I just sell my home at the exact right price and time. I wish people would be more motivated to save the earth. I wish for good health for my family and friends, peace to all. Health and happiness to my kids. I wish people could take better care of the environment and love the earth. Yeah, so like a lot of these I think are from younger people, kids. But again, some of them are older people. I saw this one. I wish for Mason to love Kaylee. I wish for love, happiness, and peace for all. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who set this up, but this is really cool. You know, it's little things like this that really kind of make a place actually feel caring and special. I wish for a peaceful heart. It's really, really nice to see these kinds of things here. And again, I don't think this is for anybody other than the community. So it's kind of really nice to see that there's something like this that's here. I don't even know. There's no, like, I don't think we're at any organization. I think there's just someone just put this stuff here. Yeah, so it's just really nice to see. I don't really know where else I'm going, but I wanted to show you guys that. Hey everybody, still in Stillwater. It's a nice little town. Kind of like a cute touristy area. Apparently it's the first sort of town that was ever created in Minnesota, the birthplace of Minnesota, apparently. Yeah, it's a nice little place. I wanted to make a little comment now on my observations of what it's like having kind of green colored hair, which you get a lot of interesting reactions. You get some people being like, wow, that's really amazing. I got past a whole bunch of school kids who thought this was really cool, so that was nice. Get a lot of people who the first thing that you will happen is they'll look straight up at your head. And you know they're not looking at you in your eyes. And then they look at your eyes. It's interesting. Can't say it's not a little bit weird. I feel like now I know what it's like to be like a lady. Like an attractive lady or a lady. Whenever you pass like guys and you know that they're not really looking at you in the eyes at first, it's not really the most fun thing to happen to you in the world. It's just like, come on, look at me in the fucking eyes, guys. I know that this is like obvious, but you know, at least I suppose some of them were polite. Others were just like, whoa. Some people, a lot more people say hi to you. That's an interesting thing. But yeah, I really, you know what? After the initial being kind of nervous about what it would be like, settled in, I kind of really like having this hair color this way. I think that this is going to be like a recurring thing where I just start getting it colored different colors. But yeah, those are my kind of first impressions. Walking in the middle of Stillwater. Hey everybody, so I am taking the Blue Line train over Mall of America, because people keep telling me, as much as it's just a mall, like my cousin says, it's probably worth visiting at least once. So that's what I'm going to do on my last day here. And I'm going to meet up with some other couch surfers later in the day. But yeah, I also want to make a plug for the public transit here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's really amazing. Public transit's great. It's great, it's easy, it's cheap. I don't know how the hell they do it. But really big plus, especially coming from New York, where the public transit there is amazing too. But here it's just a little different. And I think in some ways it's better. Yeah. Alright, I just got off the train. I'm here in the Mall of America. Am I in the Mall of America? I don't even know where the hell I am. But I'm getting up, and my first order of business is to, number one, figure out where the... Oh, is this a food court? Maybe the food court's over here. I don't know. First order of business is find if there's a food court. As I was telling Brandon, you know that some malls don't have food courts, and if they don't, that means that is a mall that is not for the plebs. If you do have a food court, that means you're a mall that are for the people, for the plebs, the vulgar crowd, the regular people. And if you don't have a food court, like Short Hills Mall in Short Hills, New Jersey, looking right at you, that means that you are for the 1%. So, I like to think that the largest mall in America is a mall for the people. So I'm going to find a food court and get some food. Alright, I just looked at the map and my ADHD kicked in because this place is so friggin' huge. So I'm just going to walk around until I find a food court. I've confirmed, there are several food courts here. So, that means Mall of America, definitely a mall for the people. So, I'm glad to see that this is a mall for all the regulars, as opposed to those kids over there, those rich folks who don't need food courts because they're always eating, $30 entree meals at every single meal. So I guess I just found the amusement park thing. Hey, look at that! Look at that. They got a Ferris wheel. They got like a mini roller coaster here. I guess this is like in the center of the mall. There you go. You can kind of see it over there. I wonder if they're gonna come around. Oh, they got a SpongeBob theme here. Alright, it's kind of cool. Alright, this is not that bad. This is interesting. But you know what it's like? It's a lot like the Palisades Mall in New York. Basically what I'm saying at the end of the day is that there's probably nothing here that I haven't seen already.
Sitting on the other side.
Because I'm from the best part of the country, Best Coast, East Coast of the Best Coast. Except I'm leaving it, and I don't really want to be there anymore. But it's kind of cool. I'm still looking for the food court. I don't really... Oh, I don't know. I'm probably just going to get lost here for several hours. I did it. I found a food court here. So let me see what they've got. Got a lot of your standards here. Chick-fil-A, Burger King. But they got another falafel place. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that. They got a Thai restaurant. They got a melt shop. I went there once. They were all right. They got a Qdoba. I feel like my allegiance is to Chipotle and the Mexican Eatery Wars. Although, I don't know, maybe. We got a Panda Express. Never eaten at a Panda Express before. I don't know that I'm ever going to. They got an A&W root beer. I wish I could go to A&W again, but they don't have veggie burgers. But A&W is a really nice little restaurant built around the root beer. So you get a root beer float, you get a beer, I think maybe you could get a beer. get a burger. So let's see. Let's see what else they've got. Maybe they've got another food court. I'm not sure that oh, they have a Shake Shack. Overpriced. Shake Shack is overpriced. Let me see. Maybe they have another food court around here. I'm not exactly sure I'm liking all the options. Hi, everybody. I was just looking at the massage place, which maybe I'll go to later. I definitely could have used a massage when I had my job, but not so much anymore. But I'm right in front of the Annie Ann's to describe one of the dumbest parts of Mallrats in terms of one of the dumbest conversations they had in Mallrats. As much as I love you, Kevin Smith, I'm going to call you out. I'm sure plenty of people have called you out about this, where the two main characters, whose names I cannot remember, are having an argument about whether the pretzel place or the Cinnabon place or whatever is part of the food court. And one of them thinks it's part of the food court and the other one doesn't. That, witty banters, I know that's your thing, Kevin Smith, but let's be honest, no one ever thinks that this is part of the food court. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that a food area outside of the food court would be part of the food court. It just doesn't make sense. So I just want to point that out. That was a dumb argument that they had. Comic book arguments were obviously much better because of that's where the knowledge is. First movie that I know of that had a Stan Lee cameo. I just want to talk about that since I am in the largest mall in America. And I think the mall that they filmed Mallrats in is somewhere in the Midwest around here. So, maybe I would go to that one if I had time. Still looking for a food court. Gotta say, I was surprised that there really is only one Hot Topic here. I've been to malls that are half the size that have like two. I don't know, maybe they're trying to keep it, within some sort of reason. Although there are a number of Hot Topic-like places here. Oh, is this a food court? I don't know if this counts as a food court. Apparently there's a food court right around here. Didn't seem like they had much in the North Food Court. It'd be really crazy if they only had one food court in the largest mall in America. So. All right, guys, so I just got food at some sort of noodle restaurant. Kind of like a restaurant where they have pasta and noodles from all the countries with different sauces. I was wondering what it would taste like, and I figured it'd be pretty generic. And the answer is yes, it was pretty generic. Because, all those sauces have to be pre-bottled, I'm sure. But, oh, this is interesting. Is this like a kilt store? What is this? Is this like a kilt store? Maybe it is. But, yeah, so one thing I will say that's nice about this is that it is not a confusing mall by any stretch of the imagination. Unlike the other large mall that I've been to, the King of Prussia Mall, which is very confusing because there's this is just arranged in a ring. So it's just four stories of a single ring that just goes around in circles. So, plus positive points for this being not super confusing. I don't know what they say when they're saying it's big though. King of Prussia Mall is pretty big too, in Philadelphia. So I don't really know what the draw is here. But it's cool. Maybe I'll find a couch or something like that to fall asleep on. I don't know. I just want to point out here I'm on the 4th floor, presumably the fanciest floor. And they have a Hooters. I've never been to a Hooters. I don't plan to ever go to a Hooters. It blows my mind the fact that they still exist as a restaurant. So that's weird. Also, there's a family in there going in there with their freaking kid. I guess if that's the message you want to send your kid, that fucking tits is all it's about. But come on, man. Come on. So I think there's a problem for me about going to malls now, which is, honestly, after basically living on the road for a month and a half, there's really not much that I want anymore. I never really wanted that much of anything anyway, but now it's just the more stuff I get, the more I'll have to just lug around. And I'm not like a collector or anything, so it's cool walking around. This stuff's interesting. Ooh, Lego store right over there. But I don't really want a lot. So it's kind of like hard. It's just kind of like pointless being here in some ways. I can look at a bunch of stuff, but there's not much stuff I'm gonna want. Now let's go into the Lego store. Lego workers hard at work. Fixing things, I think. Check it out, Owen. They're going to have an Arc'teryx store coming in fall 2019. It's basically almost done now, then, I guess. So yeah, Arc'teryx store right over there. You can spend all your hundreds and hundreds of dollars of money on Arc'teryx brand stuff, which is good. But is it really necessary to have an entire store where they just sell Arc'teryx stuff? I don't know. I don't think so. Again, I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again because there's not much that I really want to do or look at or buy here. There's nothing really here that is like particularly, like unique. I mean, there's a kilt store over there. Maybe I should actually go do that. But it's a big mall. Just like Brandon, my cousin, said, at the end of the day, it's a big mall. So I can now say that I've been to the largest mall in America for whatever reason. You know, it'd be really cool if people, there was like a culture of people who like lived in the mall, I read this or listened to this podcast. I think it was maybe 99% Invisible, where they talked about these like artists who found that there's just like an empty space in the drawing plans of a mall, and they busted their way into it, and it was like a room where there was nothing there, and it wasn't really for anything because it's just like an empty space, that the architects didn't know what to do with. And then they just lived there for, I don't know, like a couple months until they got found out and the fuzz got them. Speaking of which, check that out. The fuzz got them. So like, unfortunately, they got caught. But that was kind of cool. Basically, they just resigned themselves to live in this mall, and they said no one noticed them packing things in, doing all sorts of weird stuff, like bringing furniture. That's something I can get behind. How come there aren't like people secretly living in this mall? This mall is gigantic. How would they ever find you? That's my story. All right, everybody, I'm at a massage place. A relaxing massage place. I told the guys I'd probably go in. I'm probably going to be doing some more hiking later today. I kind of wish I'd get the massage afterwards, but that's not the direction I'm going. So I'm going to get either a 20 or 30 minute regular chair and table massage. Not exactly sure how long I want it to be for, but I don't typically get massages, like I said, but I'll do it today. I always feel like it's been a good thing to get a massage if you ever need to. So I guess I'll just let them do that for me. All right, I just came from that massage place. Yeah, I feel better. Man, I like opened up the connective tissue on my back or some shit. It wasn't that bad. I paid about $30 for it for 20 minutes. Would I do it again at that particular place? I don't know. Maybe I want to go to a massage therapist instead or something.